me just say that I believe in the Constitution as well, and I carry it in my pocket right here. I also believe in our free enterprise system, and our free enterprise system is being threatened right now by deficit spending. I learned about our free enterprise system by pedaling my bicycle up and down the brick streets of Mount Vernon, delivering newspapers, pushing an ice cream cart, selling sweet corn door to door, and selling cider door to door. I love our free enterprise system. It's made our country what it is today. We're electing socialists. They're transforming the nature of this country. They're transferring wealth from those people that produce it to those people that don't produce it. And as that happens, you see a basic ideological shift in our country. Democracy can't long survive doing just that. Now let's talk about our economy real quickly. $14.5 trillion economy. Our operating deficit right there is $1.6, $1.8 trillion. But if you add that to the ongoing deficit, it's $12 trillion in a $14.5 trillion economy. It's unsustainable. And that doesn't include entitlement programs like Social Security, like Medicare, like Medicaid, like now we have health care, pension guarantee programs, on and on. They are not actuarially sound. I'm reading a book now called Aftershock that predicts dire consequences. Hyperinflation and collapse of the economy. Somebody mentioned that China's buying most of our debt obligations. They're not. But about 40% of our debt obligations are purchased by foreign countries. China actually has about $1 trillion, $800 billion. They're trying to liquidate it right now. India recently bought 2 metric tons of gold. They don't lack confidence in the U.S. dollar. Look at the past experience. Republicans have failed you. They failed us in '95 when they took control. They went on a spending spree. They failed us at the State House. They went on a spending spree and increased taxes at the State House. At the Department of Agriculture, I tried to change that. When I came in, we had 500 employees. When I left, we had 425, even though the legislature transferred approximately another 100 employees to our department. There's ways that you can do things better. Start at the beginning of the alphabet with agriculture. I understand agriculture. 2/3 of the budget is food stamps and WIC programs, but we can save money there. I know how to do it. National Endowment of Arts, I wouldn't just whittle away there, I'd do away with the National Endowments of Art. And a whole bunch of other agencies as well. That's what we're going to have to do, and it's going to be politically painful to do it. So the way to do it is to provide equally balanced commissions to make recommendations. Now we have covenants on some of these programs to our elderly and other people in Social Security. We have to honor that covenant to those people. But there's other ways as we drop down that we can make basic changes, make the program sound so that our kids and grandkids can benefit from those programs. But to do it, we have to share the pain politically, and we need equally balanced commissions to do that. And if I go to Washington, I may be a one-term congressman because I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And if that means I am, fine. I can go back, I can look you in the face, I can look myself in the mirror and say, I did what I said I was going to do. Thank you.
Thank you. As you can imagine, we got quite a few questions on healthcare. What can we do to roll back the federal takeover of healthcare, and how do you feel about the vote? You guys can take a couple minutes on this big subject and start with Bob.
Thanks, Tim. Well, we definitely need to roll it back. We'd really like to repeal it. And that would be tough to do with Obama still being president. I doubt we'll have enough votes to override a presidential veto. But we're definitely going to have to roll it back. And, like Jeanette said, $560-some billion in new taxes, taking $500 billion out of Medicare to help finance this. And that doesn't count the $360-some billion for what they call the doctor fix. The way it's scheduled right now, at the end of the year, doctors that do Medicaid and Medicare reimbursement rates will be cut by 21%. Well, if that happens, the doctors are going to say, hey, we're not doing those programs anymore. We got a lot of that going on anyways. And so how we fix it, we got to address the cost side. And the first thing that's obvious, that should have been done, last year, is portability of insurance. Buy it in the states. Open this up, like you can buy property and casualty in your auto insurance. Get some competition, let free market principles work. The second thing, I think that's an important point, we need to get people more responsible for their health care, and let's incentivize the health savings accounts where the money goes into every employee's account or an individual's account, and that stays with them, and it's tax deductible, and they use that money for preventative and routine health care, doctor visits, And so when they go in to have a routine test like a colonoscopy or whatever, and first might ask the question, what's this going to cost? Because I found out there's a big range in cost in some of these procedures. And when people start, this is the only area, I think, in the medical sector in our economy where we just go in and expect it done and somebody else is paying for it. We've got to be responsible for what we're doing. We need to, portability, health savings accounts, tort reform. I was very much involved in the Ohio legislature back in 05 and 06, and we did tort reform, medical tort reform. And we were one of the 19 states where we had doctors retiring early or moving to Indiana because their malpractice rates were going through the roof. And what we did, we capped non-economic damages. And since then, the rates started to flatten out, and they've actually gone down, and we actually got a couple more carriers in the state now. I think we went from 2 to 4, and now we're up to 6 that are writing medical malpractice for our docs. And so those are the things we need to do. We need to address it, because if we don't, what happens to medical research and development? We're the only country in the world that has medical research and development. When the government takes over, because of a rationing of care, they'll set, we already have PASARs, they'll set how much docs can make. Our best and brightest aren't going to go into that field, and the quality of care is going to erode significantly, and research and development over time will pretty much be non-existent. What certainly will happen, what's happening all our lifetime, all the medical research and cancer and cardiology and all that. So we just need to try to repeal the whole thing, but if we can't, we need to reform it and address those issues that we can agree on and make it clear that what the policy, the rate that they're on, is going to raise the deficit by well more than $1 trillion, and service and quality of care is going to be eroded significantly, and there will be rationing. It's the only way government